Hello friends, welcome to bisptrainings.com. My name is Sumit and this is my next video in DevOps series, and the topic for today's video is continuous integration. Through this video I will be going to explain you what is continuous integration, how it will be helpful in developing projects, and what tools I will be going to use to do continuous integration. So this is the continuous integration definition by Martin Flower, that it's a software development practice where the team members, they integrate their work frequently so that all of them, they will get the updated information every time. So continuous integration is a development practice that calls upon development team, or that helps development team to ensure that the build and the subsequent testing is conducted for every code change made to a software program. Or in a simple language, I can say that the continuous integration is applying a quality control in an easy way. Continuous integration will be helpful in scenarios where there are many developers will be working on same project, as when all of the developers will be working on their machine, and after they completed development they used to say that the updation was working on their machine, but when other users or other developers, they check the same updation on their system, they complain regarding that the updation is not working on their system. So all these issues can be resolved by using continuous integration. So using CI or continuous integration, we need to continuously keep integration everything into one software package, and this improves the quality of software and helps to reduce the delivery time. So continuous integration is verified by an automated build which include testing to detect integration errors as quickly as possible, and the updations will be delivered as quickly as possible. So continuous integration software tools can be used to automate the testing and build or document trail. So now continuous integration has become a very integral part of any software development process, and it helps the software testing professionals who would like to learn how to build and test their project continuously in order to help the developers integrate the change to the project as quickly as possible and obtain fresh builds. CI was first introduced in the year 2000 with the software known as cruise control, and over the year the CI has become a key practice in any software organization, and there are a lot of tools available for continuous integration. So by the end of this video we'll be going to find out that which tool we will be going to use for continuous integration. Now the next question is that why continuous integration? So the continuous integration process helps to answer the following question for the software development team, and these are the questions which would be raised by these software development team. The first question is, does all the software components work together as they should? As you know that continuous integration has become a very integral part of any software development process. So in this case, the question is asked by the development team. So sometimes the systems can become so complex that there are multiple interfaces for each components. So in such a case, it's always critical to ensure that all the software components work seamlessly with each other. So just to avoid that, just to overcome with this issue, we can use continuous integration, or the software development team should go for continuous integration. The second question is the code too complex for integration purpose? Now the answer to this question is that if the continuous integration process keeps on failing, then there should be a possibility that the code is just too complex. And this could be a signal to apply a proper design pattern to make the code less complex and more maintainable. The third question is, does the code adhere to the established coding standard? So we must have seen in most of the test cases that the code is adhering to the proper coding standard. And by doing an automated test after the automated build, this is a good point to check if the code meets all the desired coding standard or not. The next question is asked by the development team is the how much code is covered by automated. So there is no point in testing codes if the test case does not cover the required functionality of the code. So it's always a good practice to ensure that the test case written should cover all the key scenarios of the application. And the last question was asked that were all the tests successful after the latest changes. So as I've told you that if the test fails, then there is no point in producing or proceeding with the deployment of the code. So again, it's a good point to check if the code is ready to move to the deployment stage or not. So these are the following questions which helps to answer or which helps to understand that why should we go for continuous integration or why a development team should adhere continuous integration. Now the CI main focus is to build code in short sprint faster. Then run automated test on that code and make sure it's a clean code. And it's essential ingredients for team and organization striving for iterative and incremental software delivery for OOPS or DevOps. Now, what are the key benefits of continuous integration? So these are there are a few key benefits which we are going to talk about in this slide. The first key benefit is it has got early defect detection. So it basically detects the defects and fix them sooner. So by using integration testing throughout the development process, and it gives the QA team more time to find bugs and helps prevent bugs from affecting later codes. The second key benefit of using continuous integration is measurable health of software. So by establishing continuous testing into the automated integration process, the software health attributes such as complexity can be tracked over time to time. The third key benefit is it reduces the assumptions. So continuous integration gives the chance to replace assumptions with the knowledge. Therefore, it eliminates all cross-platform errors at the development stage. The next key benefit is it reduces overheads. Reduces overhead means that to find the bug at the development stage as soon as possible, and to fix those bugs as well during the development stage. So it should not go to the testing stage, and it is cheapest as well, because if the bug is found in the testing phase and again it has to be resolved by the development phase, then it will take a lot of time and the cost is basically it's a cost affecting, okay, and it will waste a lot of money as well. It costs a lot. It brings the quality assurance. This is the biggest benefit from a client perspective. Continuous integration can enable you to release deployable software at any point in time. And in the absence of CI, or if the continuous integration is not available, then the projects may be delayed or we can say the release of the project may be delayed because of the unforeseen issues which arises from deployment. And next we have is it enables the better project visibility. Since integration occurs frequently, it provides the opportunity to notice trends and make informed decisions. And it also offers the ability to generate API-like documentation for all committed code, making the software architecture immediately visible to new developers and other team members. So these are the key benefits of continuous integration. Let's have a look the continuous integration workflow. Continuous integration applications are built from a very early stage in the development process at specific frequent intervals. So this effectively eliminates the need for integration testing and the cost associated with developers spending time on this phase. So the enablement of frequent incremental builds and mandating a comprehensive automated testing process, it allows the developers to detect problem early as a result, and it ensures higher application quality. So let's try to understand the continuous integration workflow through various phases. So the first phases, the first step would be the at the developers workstation. The developers are working on their local machines, and once they are ready to submit their code or the changes in the code or the updated code, they commit them to the central source code repository, and the source code repository, the code will be stored into that, the changes will be stored into the repository. So in this case, we'll be going to use the GIT as a repository. So we have got GIT repository where we can store where all the developers they store the changes or their updated code in that repository. In next step, when the code is checked into the main line or the release manager, merge code changes from one of the developers, the new code addition to the main branch trigger as a new release. The step number 3 would be the continuous integration system falls here, and in this case, in our case, we'll be going to use Jenkins as a continuous integration tool. So the Jenkins, it monitors the version control system for changes and launches the build process. The next step will be the continuous integration server gets the source code from the repository, and then it runs the unit test to validate the quality of the code. After that, the CI server packages the files into distributable units and deploy the package onto a test server and validate the packages again and basic functionality by running automated functional test. So once the test is passed, the build, the package, it passed the test, the CI server deploys the same package on the testing environment through user acceptance testing. And once the acceptance tests are successful, the same package is deployed on the production server. Implementing infrastructure and release automation enables end-to-end automation and allows the provisioning and deploying the application package on all the servers with a click of a button. So this is the complete workflow of a CI. Next is we have got a CI starter kit, that how we are going to start CI. So first of all, we should have an automated build process. Then we'll be going to set up an automated test suite. Then we'll be going to set up a source code repository. So in our case, we'll be going to set GIT as a source code repository, And finally, we will be going to use as a build server. So the build server will use as a Maven as a build server. So it has got a complete CI starter kit. And finally, we will be going to use Jenkins as a complete tool which can use GIT, which can include GIT as a repository server and complete all, which can does all the testing and which will perform all the steps of continuous integration. So that's all in this video. I hope you like this video. If that's so, don't forget to press the like button. You can subscribe our YouTube channel for more videos on continuous integration and DevOps and automation. You can share your comments. You can share your requirements if you have any. That's all. Keep watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.